Hello, and welcome back to our Awakening Intuition video series, where we pull oracle cards twice a month to give us some invitations to work with our self-care, our self-love, and our mindfulness practices. So as always, we'll be pulling cards today from my two oracle decks, Awakening Intuition and Grief, Grace, and Healing. And we're pulling cards today for the first half of February 2024. And right now, before we even get going, I want you to pause for a moment and use your intuition to help you discern if there's one card in particular out of the three we pulled today that might be most relevant for you in the first half of February. And once we pull the cards, there might be more than one card that resonates, but it could be fun to look back and see which card you picked. Here are the ways your intuition might show you or tell you or help you feel which card is right for you. You could hear the number 1 in your mind. 1 in your mind. You could see an image of the number 2 in your mind, okay? Or you might feel pulled energetically. Every time Tanya says that number 3, my energy is just like really pulled over there. The energy around me changes. All right, so you've got your number to, and it might come to you before I start shuffling, of which card you're going to pay most attention to out of the 3 we pull. And this is always the segment of the video where I do just a real quick flashback to the cards we pull for the last half of January. It's always fun as the weeks play out to see which card really resonates with me or with you as the weeks play out and we think about these cards that were pulled. For me, it was really the card Accept and Surrender that was pulled from the Grief, Grace, and Healing deck. I found that working with acceptance and surrendering brought me more peace about a certain situation in my life. It also reminded me to open up to grace and say, okay, I'm accepting and surrendering to this situation or this circumstance right now, and can you move in and do anything at all on your end? So sometimes, humans have such strong, powerful free will that sometimes when we do really authentically accept and surrender and pull back, it allows grace, angels, all those benevolent spiritual forces to come in and sometimes even move mountains on our behalf, but sometimes even make a subtle shift that could either help change the situation or just help you be able to sit with it in a more healing way. Okay, so here we go. We're going to pull cards from Awakening Intuition, and I love to do my little unboxing with these beautiful cards. And as you all know, it comes with this beautiful plush velveteen pouch. And we get the cards out. And you'll know if you have this deck at home, which has gotten quite popular. I'm so excited people are loving this deck so much. It's got a wonderful guidebook in it that gives you further information and action steps to work with each card. So as you know, if you're familiar with cards, and I want to get these all facing the same way, that there are many ways to pull oracle cards for yourself. So you can look online for different methods, use whatever resonates with you and feels natural. But I am going to shuffle this deck the way I normally do on these videos, which is first I just take a moment to warm it up by holding the deck between my palm chakras. And I'm setting the intention that we pull some cards that will be helpful, healing, hopeful, and really informative for all of us for the first half of February. So we're setting that intention. Get my trusty glasses on here while I'm shuffling. And as you know, I'm just looking for a card. Woo! That didn't take long. We've got our first card, and gosh, that was such a nice pull. One card pulled right up right away. So that's just a wonderful pull. Oh, and that's a great card. And I'm actually going to change the way that I set these so that we can really be sure that we understand which card is 1, 2, or 3. So this card right here is number 1, if you chose number 1 with your intuition. Let's see if we can get another. Now it's kind of a slight pull. I'm going to see if I can get a stronger pull here. Whoop, there we go. Fantastic. Great pulls today. The cards really have a theme too, so no matter which card you pulled, I'm already seeing a theme here for the first half of February that I like. Now we're going to do our third card from Grief, Grace, and Healing. So we've got our 2 cards from Awakening Intuition. Really lovely pulls this time. That was fun. Put it back in its little pouchy. It's great for carrying it if you're on the go. I know a lot of people that love their favorite oracle decks like to take them with them when they're traveling. So that little pouch really helps you do that with ease. And the Grief, Grace, and Healing has a little bit of a different color scheme, which is nice. And this deck, I always like to remind people, it is designed for times in our life when we are grieving a loss or transitioning from a loss. So there's 3 suits that are in this deck, which I think are really helpful. Grief, that's that force that comes in that lets us know, yeah, we've had a significant loss in our life. And grief almost kind of forces us to slow down, forces us to go inward, forces us to pull help and comfort towards us. With grief, we're almost going a little bit dormant, or kind of turning the volume down on things so that we can slow down. And then the second suit in this deck is Grace. Grace is that wonderful benevolent force that comes in to, just as I was talking about earlier in the video, it's a wonderful active force in your life at all times that's benevolent, that comes in to bring you resources, people, situations, opportunities, anything that you're needing in your life right now to help you stay on your destiny, help you get what you need. Grace is that mysterious benevolent force that can bring that in. It's the force of miracles, big, medium size, and small. And then healing is, I was trying to think from the last video of how to describe the force of healing. Healing is positive transformation. It's when we can see that we're in the state of positively transforming something in our life. So those are the 3 suits of this deck, which are really special. And this deck is a very soft energy deck. If you're just needing a really gentle, soft energy deck, it's wonderful to work with. You can work with it whatever you're grieving, whether it's a loss from the present or long ago. And it's anything that you're grieving. It could be a loved one that has passed on. It could be a relationship that just ended and left your life. It could be a home that you're grieving. It could be something that's changed with your body that's put you into a grief cycle. So this is a really wonderful deck, and I enjoy pulling from it for myself, just as I said, what I need. Just a soft energy, gentle, loving deck. So here we go. We do a little bit of a different pull method with this. I'm still going to hold it between my palm chakras and ask that we get a really, really lovely, healing, graceful message to use the suits from this deck for the first half of February. Now, instead of doing my normal pull method, what I do is I just let the deck fall where it wants to fall. Ooh, I love this card. We've pulled this card before, and I think this really gives me a lovely theme. It's sometimes when you pull 3 cards this way, you really will pick out a theme that strikes you so strongly. And when I ask the angels right now, and I'm hearing clairaudiently when I ask them, what's a theme for the first half of February? I heard very clearly balance. So anything you need to do to help yourself feel more balanced, to bring your life into more balance, that is a theme in February. And that'd be a lovely thing to see more of happening in the collective, in the world as well. So here we go. The first card, if you chose card number 1 with your intuition at the beginning of the video, is minimize energy drains. Okay, let's read it. Who, what, or where drains your physical and psychic energy? Is there a person, commitment, bad habit, food, place, thought pattern, or internal attitude that defeats or depletes you? Ask your intuition to identify drains in your life through words, pictures, feelings, knowings, or via synchronicity. Support your adrenals. Okay, so this is a card that really speaks to those times when we're feeling a little bit burnt out. And whether we're a sensitive person, like an empath who can feel the energy and emotions of other people in their own system, probably a lot of the people watching these videos are that way. Especially, it's a time when you need to minimize energy drains, I'm hearing, in the first half of February. So if you feel like you're teetering on the brink of a little bit of burnout, or if you're an empath, someone who feels energy and emotions in their own system, of other people, the collective physical spaces, this is really a time where you're going to have to, I'm hearing, get honest with yourself about what is draining your energy and find ways to lovingly, diplomatically minimize that. So I'm hearing the first half of February, I think it could be a really powerful time where we're kind of banking our energy. So that's kind of the opposite of letting something drain our energy. We're banking it. We're holding it to us. We're getting stronger. We're powering up that battery. Take whatever food, supplements, medication help you do that, whatever mindfulness practices, whatever is really nourishing and helps you accomplish that. Also, this card speaks to watching the thought patterns that are too draining. So if you can stop yourself from going down the worry rabbit hole, spiraling out on an emotion that is draining you too much, reach out for help. If you're having a tough emotional experience in the first half of February, or if you're an empath and someone you love is having a tough emotional experience and your heart is really going out to them all the time, remind yourself that you might need to reach out for some tools or even some expert help from a counselor to say, how can I honor this emotion and validate it and process it with myself, but still have healthy space from it so that it's not too overwhelming? And also, how can I do that with loved ones, friends, and family, which we'll talk about a little bit at the end of the video. Okay, so card number 1, minimize energy drains for the first half of February. And this isn't a negative card I'm hearing for the first half of February. I think it's an empowering card. It might prove to be a big year or a big month for you, especially in the spring, I'm hearing. And you just want to feel strong. You want to feel on your best game. So prioritize yourself by minimizing energy drains. The second card, so if you chose card number 2 with your intuition, you chose create sanctuary spaces. One of my favorite cards in the deck and one of my favorite things to do. Let me read that card for you. Your sixth sense is operational in any space, yet certain spaces soothe your sensitive nervous system, expand your energy body, and enhance overall intuition. Tidy, aesthetically pleasing spaces with less physical stimuli like soft sounds, fabrics, and lighting create sanctuary. Incorporate nature elements like flowers, crystals, sunlight, or nature sounds, or natural incense for extra good vibrations. What I'm hearing, and you can take that card literally as it says, you can pause the video and read it again if that was the card you pulled. And if you have this Awakening Intuition deck at home, check out the guidebook for even more information on that card. But really what I'm hearing for the first half of February is we're kind of trying to control what we can when we're trying to minimize energy drains and bank our energy. And sometimes the best thing we can control is our physical environment. Especially empaths and sensitive people can sometimes not just be sensitive to energy and emotions, some of them can also be sensitive to physical stimuli. So we're really wanting to kind of have a very gentle, nurturing environment for ourselves in the first half of February. And don't worry, this doesn't have to be perfect, which doesn't exist, as we all know. So if there's times when it's like, hey, I'm taking kids to the drop off, or I'm a teacher standing up in front of a room, or I'm a nurse in a bustling hospital, here I am having to run errands all day, that's fine. Remember, the angels just said, control what you can. So try and have some times throughout the day, and especially the week in the first half of February, where you can go into a soft, nurturing environment where the stimulation is low, the sounds are soft. You're listening to something that's soft and soothing, whether it's music or it's a book or it's a movie. And this can be getting some healthy alone time so you can do that, but it can also just be doing things with the kids, partner, roommates, pets that are really gentle. Okay, so we're just wanting to give our energy system and our nerves a break and create those really gentle environments that, again, help us grow and bank our energy and get strong. Okay, now we'll look at the last card, which is from Grief, Grace, and Healing. And this is a card we've pulled before, and it's one of my favorite cards from the Grief, Grace, and Healing deck. Say no with love. Get clear on your authentic yes and practice saying no with love. Telling others no may create uncomfortable energy today, yet might save you time, stamina, sanity, or resources tomorrow. Set healthy boundaries with yourself and others now. Prioritize yourself while being considerate and diplomatic with others. You don't have to be everything to everyone. Conserve and protect your energy. I think that last line is the perfect summation for the first 2 weeks of February, as far as this reading is saying. Conserve and protect your energy. I hear it for bigger things ahead, bigger things coming. So, just like a runner or someone would prepare for a race, this is kind of preparation for, a wonderful victorious race we might be running in the near future. I need to protect and conserve my energy. If you chose card number 3, in particular, you might have to say no with love and set some healthy boundaries with people at work, at home. You can even set a healthy boundary with yourself in your own mind of, I need to be a little more disciplined. I can't be eating as much sugar, in the first 2 weeks. That drains my energy. However, you need to say no and set healthy boundaries in a loving, diplomatic way. It could be with others. It might even be with yourself. So you have the power to do that, and minimizing the energy drains and creating sanctuary spaces will help you have more stamina and confidence to do that. So those are the 3 cards we pull for the first half of February. I'm so excited because February begins the Chinese New Year. So in the Chinese zodiac, Chinese astrology, this will be starting February 10th, I believe, the year of the dragon. So I wore my little dragon t-shirt. That's why I wore that. And it's interesting, I was actually out to lunch with a family member, one of my in-laws, who, because of where she was born and raised for most of her life and the culture and heritage she is from, she knows a lot more about the Chinese zodiac and astrology than I do. I really don't know that much, but I love divination tool systems, and I know it's a powerful one. So I was asking her at lunch, what can we expect in Year of the Dragon? I've been reading articles about this from my favorite astrologers. And what she told me that really resonated, I felt it was very hopeful and inspiring as well, is that the dragon is a really unique, special animal. So Year of the Dragon is a time when really unique, special things can happen for people in positive, powerful ways, she said. So Year of the Dragon, and I get chills all over when I just said that. That's your clairsentient psychic pathway reminding you that your whole intuition system is backing up what's happening, or saying this is important. Whatever's being said, whatever you're experiencing right now is important. You're getting little chills and angel bumps all over. So Year of the Dragon, let's expect some benevolent, good blessings that are unique and special to come in our life this year. And also another thing that's happening in early February is my book that I absolutely love, called Empath Heart, Relationship Strategies for Sensitive People, will be coming out on audio. I am so excited. This is my first audiobook. The narrator is fantastic. She's done hundreds of books. Lovely voice. And you can just lovely energy you hear when she's speaking as well. So I love audiobooks. I'm excited to have one. And this is a book that is, again, about empaths, sensitive people who feel other people's energies and emotions in their own system, helping them navigate relationships in their life with tools that are especially geared towards sensitive people. So whenever I say that, people always say, oh my gosh, I need that book, because this is geared to helping you better navigate, protect, and enjoy and deepen the relationships and intimacy in your life, whether that's with friends, colleagues, coworkers, romantic partners, family members, or even the collective, the larger collective or your immediate community. So I hope you enjoy. You can get that anywhere you like to get your audio books. It's out February 6th. You can pre-order it now. And I'm really just wanting to send everyone healing energy, as I always do, particularly when I was preparing for this video. I really felt a strong energy of peace coming through. So if you want more of that in your life, you can work with Archangel Shamuel, who is the Archangel of Peace, or anything that makes you feel peaceful and gives you a peaceful feeling, whether it's music, books, people. There's something about that energy of peace that I just felt radiating as I was preparing for this video. So I'm hoping that that's something we see more of in our own lives and in the collective. I want to thank you so much for being here. It's your energy that really gives me the motivation to do this, that makes this so special and exciting for me. So thank you for watching. You can like or subscribe to this channel to help support the channel and help it grow. And if you're interested in any of my products, I have 9 spiritual books I've written, 2 oracle decks. I have a yearly calendar, a yearly self-love calendar. And I also do one-on-one private readings with clients. So you can sign up for any of that in the links below this session. And I will see you next time for our reading for the second half of February.